How may we help you this evening?
Yeah, so we were watching, I think his name was Mateus something Stefano or something on YouTube. Pretty famous guy, pretty interesting. Pretty evolved, I would say. And he was talking about how all enlightened people had to suffer. Something about every cell has pain, and so you had to suffer in order to clear the cells of pain, I guess, in order to reach enlightenment. I might not have that exactly right. It just seemed very strange to me that there was so much pain in the body, I guess, for one, and that we have to suffer in order to become enlightened. Could you clarify that for me? You or anybody else who might know how to explain it.
The mechanism of the body is to survive on the earth. The mechanism of the soul is to expand and dwell in perfection. They are two different aims, two different goals, you understand?
Yes.
And so the body gives signals of pain in order to alert its host that there is a potential danger to its survival. Your soul being the host to your body. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
To be an enlightened soul is to transcend the body and everything else. To transcend the body and the mind. So the body's function is at odds to the function of the soul. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The body's function is to survive. The soul's function is to expand and be free of all constructs of the body and mind.
I understand it, but I don't...
And so the body will continue to emit pain in its attempts to survive, and the soul must transcend the body, and there comes the suffering.
Okay, so I can understand hundreds of years ago when there was life-threatening things every day. You lived in a cabin in the woods and there was bears and Indians and et cetera, and wars and everything, why the body would be in that such a state. But now I don't understand why the body doesn't let that go, because when the people that have been able to have enough money to provide shelter for themselves and food for themselves, why doesn't that send a message to the body and say, we don't have to worry about survival anymore?
Well, there are other threats to the body.
Yes. But
enlightened beings don't care about their body. You've had this experience of your own. Enlightened beings are very unattached to their bodies.
Yes. Doesn't seem necessary anymore.
That it is not necessary anymore for them. But the body is its own entity, and the body disagrees with that perspective. And so the body will emit pain if it feels that pain might prolong its stay.
Okay, so then the idea to become enlightened is to transform the pain?
Well, the body will do what the body does until the soul has transcended the suffering the body emits. And when the soul, as Matthias mentioned, the soul will teach every cell of the body to release. And when each cell has been taught submission to the soul, the pain will stop.
Okay.
So pain in the body is response to the soul, and it is reflective of a place which has yet to be brought into submission to the soul.
Okay, well, can pain still be then the abuse of the body, drinking too much alcohol, over-exercising, etc., etc.? Is that also?
Of course.
Okay, so it's not just the soul trying to transform the cells.
No, of course not. The pain is the body saying, we want to wake up, we're trying to survive here, and there's something going on that is antithetical to our survival. Wake up. That is what pain is. It is a signal.
So then, is it possible for somebody to be able to, through some means or another, tell how far along somebody is in transforming their cells? Like 50% of the way there, 75% of the way there, 90% of the way? Is that possible for somebody to find a way to do that?
Well, you can ask a simple, straightforward question of the universal consciousness. What percent of this soul has transcended the body? Or what percent of this body has been sublimated to the soul?
And then can a person, not me, then request the soul, man, I've suffered so much. Can you let it go now, and we'll take this up again in another lifetime?
Yes.
And can the person say to the soul, how about speeding up the progress here? How about turning up the heat?
Can you phrase that question differently, please?
Okay. The soul is working on transforming the pain in the cells. So if a person said to the soul, would you speed up transforming the pain in my cells? Can you speed the work up on doing that?
Well, you may certainly ask your higher self.
And if not,
but if that has not already occurred, it is because there are parts of you that are at odds with what the soul wants. That is all.
So it's not that a person, the soul is saying, okay, this is as much as you can stand at any one time. We're moving as fast as we can without putting you into the hospital or creating some kind of emotional disturbance and actually create sickness, and which would slow you down. We're only giving you what you can handle at the time.
Well, that is always the case.
Okay.
And so therein lies the answer to your question over many dozens of these conversations, which is to love and trust in the process and release it. Because wanting it to be something other than what it is not serving you well.
Yes, I understand that. It's just when
it creates resistance, and even the constant searching for a different, more acceptable answer to your question is a form of resistance.
Yeah, but it's more than that. I'm in the business of that, and I'm trying to, just like I do everything I can with patients, take lots of courses, read books, check out different healers and see what they do. I'm always trying to figure out the best and fastest way to help my patients, as well as myself, obviously. But it's hard when you're in pain. It's hard to surrender to that pain and say, okay, fine, let's have pain. It's hard. It's hard for me, excuse me. It's hard for me to surrender to the pain.
Yes.
Or it's hard for me not to want to not be in pain. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
And I used to think that Bhagwan would say things like, when somebody is in pain, they're not thinking about spirituality. They're thinking about curing the pain, which could be true, I guess. Sounds counterproductive, though.
The only thing to be done about pain is to be in the moment with it and breathe through it.
Okay. So then, taking a drug, if the pain is going to be beneficial in the long run, then you wouldn't want to take a painkiller to kill the pain, because that would slow down progress. Is that not true?
Well, the pain has only one benefit, and that is to alert its host to a present issue. So it depends if someone is taking a drug in order to remove the issue from their awareness, then the pain has not served its purpose, and so it will return.
Yes. So, I don't know. I must know a way about this. I must know the answer to this, but it doesn't come to me. So how does one look at the pain and say, oh, this pain is due to the fact that blah, 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 X, Y, Z? How does one, other than meditation maybe, how does one figure out what is the underlying cause? What is the emotion, or what is the out of balance, the energetic out of balance, the spiritual out of balance? That's making me have this pain. What is the person not facing and going through, and so to relieve the pain? How do they find out what that is?
Well, it's simple. You can ask and receive an intuitive answer. And if that's too easy for you and you need a more complicated way, you can use the power of deduction, deductive reasoning.
Okay, well, actually, I've done both of those lately. I've finally came to the conclusion that this back pain is some kind of message. And I've thought about it I tried to intuit the answer, and then I looked at the mirror, looked at life as a mirror, and what I came up with was repressed anger. But then when I go back through my life, I do not remember any one thing that I have not remembered yet. Any one thing or group of things.
Well, it's very easy. You're angry because your wife moves your things.
Yeah, I like to have my things where they are. I like to be able to go find something when I want it. But I don't necessarily need to get angry about it. Isn't that really reflected from something else? Is that the true cause of the anger, or is that just showing me that I have anger?
Well, use your muscle testing now and ask yourself,
Okay.
is it from my wife moving my things, or is my anger at my wife moving my things from an earlier root?
Well, I know I asked this before, and I'm going to ask it again because I still don't quite understand it.
Well,
I can't, excuse me, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I am not, it doesn't seem like people can muscle test me. And it doesn't seem like I can muscle
Okay,
test
so
myself.
forget that. So just answer yes or no from the heart. Is it that you're mad about your wife moving your things? Is it just from that, or is there a deeper root?
I'd say it's just from that, but because there's lots of things that make me angry, I'd have to think that there's something else going on.
Well, it doesn't have to be a tsunami to cause the back pain. It can be a very simple current thing.
How about what Dr. John Sarno says, that if there's something that we need to confront and we haven't confronted it, the subconscious mind will create lower back pain to distract us so that we don't think about the thing that we haven't confronted.
That is correct.
Yes. So I've looked at that as well.
Well, you're mad. You're mad that you're still caretaking with very little support in the effort.
I'm sorry. I'm taking care of somebody else or somebody
Are
else?
you mad
Oh,
about caretaking, taking care of others with very little of anyone taking care of you?
I don't think so. I actually think that Angie the vessel does an excellent job of taking care of me. Even, I believe she goes overboard. So I don't think that's true.
Okay, well, we want to rewind a little bit because you don't need to know the root.
Right.
You just know you have the fruit. Okay, you have back pain and you're angry. So it doesn't matter where the root is, you just need the root removed.
Yes, well, I'm not.
Because you know the fruit on the tree is anger. And it's causing back pain. So if you want to dig around to find out the reason, well, maybe that's helpful, maybe it's not.
No, I don't need to do that, but I haven't been able to let go of it any other way yet. So would that be another of the...
Is your anger powerlessness?
I think it might be.
And what is it you feel powerless over? Powerless over your spaces and your things?
Yeah, but that's...
And what else are you feeling powerless over?
Well, I don't know if this makes sense. One of the things that comes to me is powerless over my losing the ability to do things. Like I was thinking about, okay, what if another tree limb crashes through the roof and I can't go up there and repair it anymore? What do I do then? What do I do if anything needs to be done? What do I do? How do I find somebody good to do it? How do I find somebody to come within
The same
some
way
time?
every other elderly man in the city does. But for some reason you feel that you should be an exception to that.
Yeah, I should be.
Well, and you feel powerless. You feel powerless in the face of aging.
I
And you feel that you should be exempt from aging.
I I thought about that a lot, and I don't think aging bothers me. I think the deterioration of my body, which I think is due to aging, or in what I've been told is due to aging, which I hate, that's what gets me.
Yeah, so you feel powerless over the deterioration of your body.
Yes, that's true.
And so you're angry because, fill in the blank, I'm angry because my body is deteriorating, and I'm angry because
I can't stop it.
and your back will continue to hurt until you can come to terms and accept what you just said. Accept it. And release your anger about it.
Okay. Let me work on that a while, because it feels like there might be a little bit more to it.
Wonderful. You do good work on these things.
But I do have an unconscious belief that most people that come to do a job for you do not do a very good job. And that's been my experience. I think I got that belief because of my experience, but I know better. I know the belief comes before the experience. At least that's what I think. So therefore, I must have an attitude that nobody can do it better than me, or as well. And so then I create people to come work for me who don't do things as well. Although I will say the man that did the glass things in the refuge did an excellent job, did a much better job than I can do. And when somebody does a good job, I will tell them that, and I will give them a big tip. But it doesn't happen very often. I shouldn't say that, I don't know.
And there are wonderful, loving, hardworking, skilled people who would love to have work to help provide for their families.
Yes, and what I think about that, which may be completely false, is those people have a long waiting list, and they don't have any room for anybody else. That's
well, of course that's not true, and if it is, it's because you created it.
Right, exactly, of course.
And so if you think the thought, no one can do the job as well as I can, then you've created that no one can do the job as well as you.
Well, what I would say is it's very hard to find somebody who, I would change that a little bit. It's very hard to find somebody who could do the job as well as I could.
Okay, and so if you say that it's very hard to find someone who can do the job as well as me, then you've created the reality that it's going to be very hard to find someone.
Absolutely.
So what if you think a better thought, such as, it's going to be really easy to find a really quality, skilled person to do this. They're going to do a better job than I would have done, and I'm going to be happy to give them their reasonable fee for it.
Well, exactly, but that makes too much sense.
Well, doesn't it though? But either you believe what you say or you don't. Either you believe in the law of attraction or you don't. Either you believe you're creating your reality or you don't.
I do. No, I believe what you said is true. I do. And it makes me wonder why, and I know that. And it makes me wonder why I don't do that, because I used to do things like that. I used to do things like that. I used to program my day. I'd wake up in the morning, I'd lay there, and I would program my day. I'd say, okay, this is going to happen. It's going to be a great day. You know, everything's going to go well. And it worked. It absolutely worked. And then now I think, unfortunately, because my body aches in the morning from laying still, I can't get into that state that I used to get into when I woke up, that really nice alpha state, where I could lay there I used to lay there for 30 minutes or more, you know, thinking about things, solving problems, planning my day. And now it's hard for me to do that when my body's aching.
Then you'll have to find another time to do it.
Yeah,
if it's important to you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so let's play the getting free game. So
Okay.
could you let go of wanting and needing your body to stop deteriorating?
No.
And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to stop deteriorating?
No.
And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to deteriorate?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to deteriorate?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to stop deteriorating?
No.
And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to stop deteriorating? And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to stop deteriorating?
The answer must be no, because I just can't come up with anything when that question is asked. I can't
It's
feel
okay.
the answer.
You keep answering honestly.
Okay.
No is fine. And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to stop deteriorating?
No.
And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to stop deteriorating?
No.
And could you let go of wanting and needing your body to stop deteriorating?
I have to say no. I can't figure anything out.
And could you just be what you are?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting and needing to do tasks yourself?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting and needing to not do tasks yourself? And could you let go of wanting and needing to not do tasks by yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
And could you let go of wanting and needing control?
No.
And could you let go of wanting and needing control?
No.
And could you let go of wanting and needing control?
No. I think I don't understand why I have such resistance to this, but my mind is telling me to say, it's late and I'm tired, but this is something good that I would like to get the vessel to work with me sometime when I'm more aware. Now, I would imagine that that's just me resisting.
Yes, but it's okay if it's coming into your awareness. And it's okay to answer the question no many, many times, because each no will be a little softer. Okay, and so you see that it is your desire to control your properties and your things, and to be able to do tasks yourself, and not wanting your body to deteriorate. These are major obstacles that are causing the back pain.
Okay. Yes.
And these are also tied indirectly to your frustration at your wife moving your things. These are all the same issue. Okay, we can leave it for another time if you'd like.
Yeah, let me do some work on myself, on meditation, some other stuff, and then try again. Let me have a little free time processing all this, some time to process it, and then we can get back to it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.